Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
There's a fly ball center field, long run for Jim Edmonds. Oh, he made a catch! Unbelievable!
1-2. He loops out to left field. Going to be a tough play. Jeter on the run, makes the play, and flies into the stands. Oh, what a play by Derek Jeter!
Hi, I'm from Rockville, Maryland, and I don't like baseball because it's super boring.
The MLB is a corporation in a highly competitive industry. Its revenue is driven mainly through its older consumers. As those consumers are leaving, the MLB needs to focus on growing the current younger generation to continue to compete with the NFL and NBA.
Do you watch the World Series?
When the Red Sox are playing in it.
When you hear baseball, what do you think of?
I think of my dad because he was scouted by the Yankees, and I think of beer.
Another problem is the lack of interest in the recent World Series. The MLB has many strong traditions, and it has been known to be stubborn to change. If they keep these traditions, the MLB may decline radically in the future.
It's only a game.
What did you just say?
She said it's a crying shame and start moving towards the door.
The median age of MLB fans is currently over 50 years old and has been consistently 10 plus years higher than the US population over the past 20 years. This graph shows that 12 to 17-year-old avid sport fans are losing interest in MLB and that the MLS is projected to pass them in coming years. Over the years, viewership of the World Series has been following a downward trend as the amount of people tuning into the games continue to decline.
I need more money.
We're not New York. Find players with the money that we do have.
I like Perez.
Got an ugly girlfriend. Ugly girlfriend means no confidence.
You guys are talking the same old nonsense like we're looking for Fabio. We got to think differently.
Who's Fabio?
Our innovation is a World Series tour. The World Series would no longer have all of its games played only at the stadiums of the teams in the World Series. The first 2 games will be played in each team's home stadium. Then the remaining games will rotate through the 5 regions. Within each region, there will be a rotation as to which team will host the World Series game for the year. The Northeast teams are circled in black. The Midwest teams are circled in red. The West teams are circled in purple. The Southeast teams are circled in green. And the Southwest are circled in blue. If the series doesn't go for 7 games, the first location to not get a game will get the first game of the tour next year. For example, when the World Series was played last year between the Red Sox and the Cardinals, if our innovation was applied, the first game would be played in Boston and the second game would be played in St. Louis. After that, Game 3 would be played in Citi Field in New York. Game 4 would be played at Turner Field in Atlanta. Game 5 would be played at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Game 6 at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, Texas, and Game 7 at Coors Field in Denver. With the rotation system, a stadium will be guaranteed to host a World Series games every 6 to 10 years, depending on how many games each series will go. Because there are 162 games in a season for teams, many of those have very little individual importance. Fans look to watch more meaningful games, and some teams have none throughout the season. The MLB also does not have a salary cap, so it is very difficult for small market teams to be successful. That in turn affects their fan base size and the World Series following in general. With a World Series tour, more stadiums would get the chance to have meaningful games being played at their stadium. We see this to have a big impact to the younger fans, especially if we have each team have open practices where they interact with the younger fans. The MLB shouldn't be worried about the fans of the teams in the World Series not going to the game. The tickets would be potentially sold at a discount, knowing that the people who are not fans of these teams might not be willing to pay the astronomical prices that World Series games are usually. At these stadiums, there will be sections reserved for the fans of the teams in the World Series, similar to that of the NCAA Basketball Final Four. The tour will make the World Series more accessible to people, and they will begin to look forward to whenever their local MLB team will host a game. We understand that the older generation is the majority of the baseball fans, but we want the sport to keep going. We want to bring America's pastime back, and the best way is through the younger generation. This will revive the MLB and regain its loyal fans by rekindling their interest.
I do like baseball. My favorite team is the Boston Red Sox.
Hi, I'm from Queensbury, New York, and I like baseball, and I like the New York Yankees.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Anika. I'm from Connecticut. I like the Yankees.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?